Hey, it's BessieLB and I am back again with another service review. Well, let's just say this is actually a couple of months, not even a couple of months, almost a year after update service review, if that makes any sense. So, as you guys saw the title, this is me discussing why I'm canceling my Forward membership. So, y'all remember I started my Forward membership probably last spring. I'd say, I don't know, somewhere spring, beginning of summer, something like that. And I was super excited. Still in the midst of the pandemic, didn't have health insurance because I wasn't at my job at the time. And me really wanting to be able to go to the clinic and do whatever basic stuff that a woman should be doing, right? If you get sick, if it's just to check up on your wellness, whatever the case may be. And I had always thought about Forward even before the pandemic. I had thought about it like a year or so before the pandemic even started. And I was just like, you know what? This seems super innovative, super forward in the sense of the technology and the services that they had to offer and just all of those things. But I wasn't certain if it was something that I wanted to do. So fast forward, if you guys haven't checked it out, please check out me joining the Forward membership and me giving you all the details of how Forward works. Because I do feel like if you're interested in Forward, then you truly want to understand how it works and how it really had me feel with a real human interaction, right? That's one thing that I had noticed is on a lot of the advertisements on Facebook or Instagram, a lot of people are asking, how does this work? What does this do? And they give you those things on their website, but I feel like it's nothing like telling you, like, person to person, this is my experience, this is what I liked about it, didn't like about it, whatever. Now, I know you guys may be saying, okay, it sounds like you're advertising to be a Forward member. I have nothing personally against Forward as a collective company and what they are doing. I support that and I love that it's super innovative and super fast speed compared to going to a everyday doctor's office and waiting long and doing all this stuff. However, the reasons why it boils down to me canceling my membership is, one, I now am at a different company and I have health insurance, and the health insurance is great and it's affordable. Between my health insurance and my dental insurance and all that stuff, what I have to pay monthly out of my paychecks is cheaper than my Forward membership, okay? And that's full coverage. Cheaper than my insurance or my membership at Forward. And I have like a PPO where I can like choose my own specialist and don't need a referral and all those things. That's what I chose. And because I'm relatively a healthy girl, right? Like I don't have real health issues that requires me to constantly be in the doctor's office and constantly needing to be looked at or whatever the case may be, which was one of the reasons why I had chose to go to Forward, because I mainly just wanted to drop in when I wasn't feeling well or to get those quick checkups and to have like that cool technology kind of like speak to me and keep up with what was going on with me. But with that being said, if I'm paying my insurance for my company every month, I know that they always encourage you to have insurance as well as having a membership, but that becomes costly, guys. Forward is $149, $150 a month, okay? $150 a month is great for what they can offer you if you do not have insurance. I feel like it covers the basics of what you need. It's not an emergency room, but they can help you with some sort of emergency matters, if that makes sense, at some capacity. Forward's also great because if you don't have insurance, at least you have something. You can easily go to urgent care and pay $100 or more for that one urgent care visit. So yes, for the math of it all, if you're paying $150 to Forward, then it is worth it if you don't have anything. But if you're now at a company or wherever you are and you have full insurance coverage, And it can do even more than what Forward can do as far as if you go to the emergency room, all this stuff. And yes, you have deductibles or whatever, but if you're a healthy person or if you're needing other assistance that Forward can't give, then it's probably best to just stick with your insurance, because that's going to cover a grand scheme of things that Forward cannot cover. So the money was one of the reasons why I decided to cancel, because I just felt like it was a waste of money, and I was willing to fight and to keep the membership and to pay my insurance. But what was the icing on the cake for me to decide to cancel ultimately was the customer service, okay? That is one of the biggest reasons why I am leaving Forward. I'm leaving Forward because I cannot stand if a company does not have very good customer service or some sort of plan in place to have a better way to service their patients, their guests, their customers, whatever. When you're a Forward member, you have an app that you use. And anytime that you need to communicate with them, all of the communication is in this message board that they have. The message board to me needs to be filtered in a sense of, when I first go into the message board, I should be able to say, oh, this is just for a general question, and then it can direct me to the right person. Or this is a question specifically for my doctor, and then it directs me to the right, area. Or this is a question about billing, right? And then it directs me to the right area. When you go inside of the message board, it's just like a chat, right? You just click on it and then you're just chatting. And then you're just going away about what you need to say. And then they direct you to whoever they need to direct you to. Now, what if at that time, I don't know who's initially answering your request when you first log in, but what if it's a customer service person that initially takes like the chat message, and you're over here talking about, I don't know, what's the worst it could be? And you're talking about an STD or something, right? This is just an example. Why should I not feel comfortable to say, oh my God, I think I'm having some situation with myself, and don't know if I'm talking to like a billing person, right? I don't know who the initial person is that I'm having a conversation with when I first get into the chat room. That's why I feel like there should be a breakdown on, this is what I need to discuss today. Can you direct me to the person? And then the thing is when you call that phone number, you leave this voicemail or you wait online on hold for so long to speak to somebody, and then supposedly they're directing your call and your route to whoever they need to direct it to, and then maybe they'll call you back that day, maybe they'll call you back in a few days. There's just no real customer service base, and that really irritates me. Not to mention, another reason why I want to cancel it is with the customer service chat or the little chat messenger box is, it says that you can have unlimited visits in a month, okay? Let me reiterate that. You can have unlimited visits in a month. That is a part of the advertisement. I have double checked that. And from the last time that I double checked that, it says unlimited visits in a month. If I feel like I have this weird cough that I've never experienced before, okay? And I'm giving you symptoms and you're not necessarily certain because you're not seeing me in person, you're just going based off of your educated guess, and you suggest that I take all these things and I tell you those things do not work and that I want to come in and visit a doctor, and it seems like whoever I'm talking to, a nurse or the customer service, because again, you don't know who you're talking to in these messages half the time until they choose to say who they are, then why am I fighting you about seeing a doctor? I understand that everybody wants to see a doctor, and I understand that people build up these theories in their head and they're on Google and they're Googling their symptoms and they're like, oh my God, I don't know what's wrong with me, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm paying, let me repeat, if I'm paying to have these services, I want to utilize every month the different services that I am offered if I so choose to do so. Now, I understand that sometimes doctors aren't available right away and all this stuff, but I spoke to more people in the chat than I have actually been able to see my doctor. And that's a problem to me because you're not a doctor. You may be a nurse. You may be the customer service person, the billing person, whoever I'm talking to at the time. But if you don't give me that chance to feel comfortable enough to come into the doctor, to have the doctor say, hey, it's just this, blah, 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 then how do I feel comfortable about that? I'll give you guys an example. I was having really bad like sinus issues, really bad sinus infection. Had this infection for like a month and a half, and it just kept going. When I have sinus infection, they usually cause me to have asthma attacks and everything else. I had experienced this before, way before I got forward, and I felt like that's what was coming about. I got into the chat. I told the person that I was not feeling well in the middle of the night. They suggested something. Then they said, check in tomorrow. We could see if we could put you with a doctor. I check in the next day. Now I'm talking to a different person on this chat. And they're like, well, you should go to the emergency room. And I'm explaining to them, I don't feel like it's an emergency. I'm just following back up from my chat from last night saying if I just still feel sick in the morning, that I can try to come in to see a doctor. Now, I'm not telling you that I feel like it's an emergency, because had it been, I would have had the common sense to go to emergency room myself. It was just simply me following back up. That person decides, go to urgent care, go to emergency room, go wherever you need to go, instead of choosing to go to forward where I pay my membership. Now I have to go and pay a copay at urgent care that was $100 plus, instead of using the $150 that I paid for that month at my forward thing, just to be able to go to urgent care and them tell me, okay, just take these things, take those things, you'll be good, blah, blah, blah. I could have figured that out if I went to forward and saw my doctor. That's the frustrating part, because I feel like the people on the chat really push back with how much connection they put you with your doctor. And it's frustrating because it almost feels like you're saying unlimited, but basically I have no chance in fight in hell to even see my doctor if I'm going through y'all to even set up an appointment. And they know what they're doing, because not each location don't have a direct number where you can like speak to a person and they can set you up. That same number is the same number for all these locations, and they make you go through all these hurdles before you can actually get to see your doctor. And that's the frustrating part, because then it's not unlimited visits, because I'm really not using any of my visits because you guys are not allowing me to. And I know you guys probably sound say, oh my God, Bessie, you sound really frustrated. I am, because it's a waste of money. And the way that they carry themselves in these chats, it just doesn't come off like they care as much. It doesn't come off like they give a damn or even want to, continue to work with you. So I was like, okay, this is the icing on the cake. Sad part is I really love my PCP. I really love her. She has the greatest personality. She's very level-headed, down to earth, and very direct in the sense of combating what is really the problem, sending you to the specialist you need to be sent with, setting out a plan on how you can change these things in your life and get better health, or whatever the case may be. But unfortunately, I don't get to have those many interactions with her, because I'm busy dealing with all these other people in the chat, that it's like, I wish I can just see if she works at another hospital and I can just go see her separately, because I'm sad to be leaving her. But because of the customer service and the lack of communication skills these people have, this is the major problem for me coming from forward. Do I say that you should join a membership? Sure, if you want to. Is it an overall good concept? Yes, it is. But until their customer service is better, until they get those things better implemented, I cannot stay within a membership when the people that's supposed to kind of keep you within the program and coach you and guide you and help you makes me feel like, why am I here? Why am I spending my money? You get what I mean? So all in all, that is why I'm canceling my forward membership. Again, I'm very sad to be leaving my doctor, but I have to cancel my forward membership. I have to, because the money of paying for that and my insurance wouldn't have been a problem if I felt like my money was being well spent. But because the services that I've been getting, and I've already complained to customer service, and I don't feel like anything really has been resolved. I wrote a long letter to them. They reached back out to me, and I still don't feel like anything's being resolved. I just can't. I can't. So that's why I'm canceling my Forward membership.